Hi, I'm Johannes. You are watching a recording of my live stream. Let's get started. good, well, it's midnight. Hello, Jose. Doing some cleanup. And then we're gonna play some video games. It always feels a bit nicer when when you make it neat first. How are you doing, Jose? Glitchy cable, sorry about that. Hi, Nana. The music is quite loud, isn't it? I was just vibing out before. You might have to turn it down. Yes, I will be playing Farming Simulator, Doyan. Hence the category and title. We're gonna run dual PC setup today, and I've not tested it. I don't know if it's gonna work. Think it will. Probably will. But as I was pulling the stuff out to do it, I realized I'd really like to get some tidying done before. So whilst people are like dropping in, I figured I'll make myself useful. How are you doing, Jack? We even like it. So Twitch. I mean, this whole stream is like behind the scenes, so it's supposed to be a giant mess. Chat. I built this this streaming setup that I'm using right now, and I've streamed with it twice, and I've already rebuilt it 3 times since. Cause you know me, just have to constantly innovate. Because I don't like the way I do it, and I need to redo it. Whoa. Stay. I've managed to shave almost 300 grams off the rig. Well, to be fair, 200 of those was just batteries, but 100 grams in just cabling and screws and stuff from just doing it a bit differently. And I've gained the ability to quick detach the camera and the phone in order to put it in the car. Because in the car I might not want to sit and hold a selfie stick, right? But now I can just disconnect it and then quick attach it in the car, which is convenient. Coffee. We've also tried a bunch of other things, like running it wired. Works perfect. A concern of mine was that the GoPro that I'm using would go into USB mode when you plug it into the Mac, and it does. But if you turn it off and on again, it just powers it. So I don't need a USB-C power supply for the GoPro. I can run it off the USB-C port of the computer, which is just easy. The more modern GoPros can do webcam mode, which is pretty cool, because then you can technically run one wire, although it's worse quality, but kind of neat in a pinch. For the simplicity of it. Oh, Dojan, I saw you play Hogwarts before. How do you like the game? Is it called Hogwarts? The Harry Potter stuff. Whatever it's called. I have this challenge when I make coffee to make it a bit exciting, right? Let's see if I move this out of the way. I measure up, I think the music's fine, that's fine. I measure up the water in my jug and then I pour it in and I start the machine right away. And then I figure out that I have to like hurry to get it measured up or water will start flowing on my hands. Makes it exciting, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, not even close. But imagine the stress when you open up the cabinet and you realize that you have to refill the coffee pot. So you have to open a package and all of that. It can get kind of stressful. For sure. Oh, I said, I saw you were playing the Harry Potter game. Do you like it? It looks like a pretty cool game. I haven't watched any gameplay really, but it seemed cool. Oh, that tremolo. So if anyone is watching the VOD of this, you don't hear the music that we are listening to in the live stream. Very cool feature, but because of copyright reasons, we can't have it in the VOD. So we're separating it. So in the live stream, we listen to music, and in the VOD, we don't. Hi, Twinsy. Fresh. Good. How are you doing, Twinsy? I'm just making coffee, and then we're gonna try dual PC setup, and then we're gonna play some Farm Sim if we get it working. I'm quite confident. I don't really think it's not going to work. What I'm hoping though is that I will be able to get the mic sound output over HDMI. I don't really know how I'm gonna make that happen. Luckily it doesn't have to be synced because I don't game with the camera. One idea I had was like to click the button, listen to this device, but then how am I listening to the game? I'm quite unsure about all of these things because I don't know if Windows can handle really multiple output by default. I don't think so. We'll see how OBS does it. Maybe there's, OBS has a monitoring feature, right? Right, so if I set the HDMI to be the output for the monitor, whatever source I turn the monitoring on should be outputted. Should. We'll see. We also have to get a charger. I have more micro HDMI, micro USBs here. I think these are all USB-C. Right. Like never used them. All right, Jack. Do you know the name of it? Or do you just know that it exists? Feels like we would like you to know what it is. There we go. Now we have what we need. I think. Hat in sofa, earplugs in sofa. I guess we can have the selfie stick in the sofa as well. I was just a quick Googling before I went live about how I could voice control scene switching in OBS. Because it would be cool to say, hey Siri, change scene to whatever. Now I would like for you to change scenes in OBS. Can you do that? That doesn't help me. Thank you though. Also, I don't think Siri's output gets put in the VOD, which it could be. I should probably do something about that. But it would be cool. And perhaps, like, I was briefly checking up on automation, because Apple has this like built-in macro maker sort of, which I don't know how to use. But I was thinking maybe you can like use that to launch a script to just, because I mean, you just need to do a keyboard command. It doesn't have to be very advanced, but it would be very cool if we could like turn camera on, turn camera off, change to this thing, change to that thing. There's for Windows, what was it called? Voice Screamer, voice something. I don't remember what it was called, but there's a Windows app for this. But I'm running Mac, so lost. Can't use it. Yes, Jack. That would be cool. There's I don't remember what it's called now. There for Mac, there are these coin-sized buttons that you can program to do whatever. So you can have them to toggle, you can hold and do things, and they're probably Bluetooth LE or something. It would be so cool if I could click that little button and that button is on my selfie stick. That'd be very cool. I can also run a companion app right now to read chat. Let me show you. I have a phone set up with an Android app called Dank Chat. And I can run an app called StreamBud instead. And then it sort of split screen and you get OBS control on the other half. That would be pretty easy. Swipe over, yeah, that would be... yes, a manual clicking would be pretty cool, Jack, for sure. But the perk of voice control is I have plans of making this setup dual camera. So I can have one body cam and one tripod cam. So say I'm gardening. I could have the wireless rig be on my body as a POV cam. Like this, like POV cam. So you see what I'm doing. But we can also have a secondary camera on a tripod further away, seeing like an overview. And it would be really cool just being able to speak to a voice assistant to change them. I don't think Siri is the way though, but it would be cool. And no, there's not daylight. I am home in Sweden. This is a studio light on the patio. So we have a sunroom, like an englazed outdoor room, where we have a 300 watt LED light shining through the linen curtains to make it look like sunlight. And it becomes very, very soft, extremely soft light. So Siri, when she's streaming, is sitting here and she's getting these. I mean, it pretty much, it looks like daylight except for the fact that it's only coming from one window. When she's streaming in the daytime, she gets fill light from that window and the room gets lit from behind. So this is more like adding a bit of freshness on her face. But now in the dark, it's clear that it's artificial since you can see windows that are dark in the background. So, but we're not trying to make it look like it's real lights or anything. We're trying to make it look just good for her daytime streams. If it was nighttime, yeah, we would set up some fill light or a bounce board or something like that. But I just like having it on because it makes the room fresh. Not that I'm gaming, but no, I'm not gaming. Now we're plugging in our gaming PC to the streaming rig. And I should get the iPad so we can attempt at seeing if this works. That would be useful, thank you. She can do math sometimes. Hey Siri, what's 9 times 4? I mean, almost. I was kind of sloppy in my pronunciation, I will admit. Hey Siri, can you tell me a joke? She has to think about it. She might be back on us on this. Maybe. No, I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. So, the idea is that we're just gonna go from the HDMI output here, Just give me a second. Hi ads. It's like VLC has crashed or something. Can we force quit? I think we should be back now. I had a bit of an hiccup there. I will investigate why this happens, but it doesn't like when we unplug the monitor. So running the Mac Mini headless is kind of inconvenient when you have had it plugged in. It doesn't always happen, which is the weird bit. Maybe it happens when I have loaded screen capture once since I restarted, so it's like caching the screen capture in the background, and when the monitor gets plugged out, it doesn't know what to do. And it is interesting, Jack, but it isn't in OBS. It's set up as a through loopback. So not OBS specifically, but it could be loopback that fucks it over because it's a audio device. I haven't thought of that. We can. That's definitely worth a try. Because like it works sometimes, and I don't think loopback was set to output. Yes, it was. Right? No, it was disabled, but that doesn't mean it doesn't talk to it somehow. Right. That's not a good camera angle. Who set this up? Here you can probably see more what's going on. I guess we can turn this on. And then we're gonna run a HDMI. I wonder if it matters if we're using the motherboard's HDMI. Since I think the GPU only has one HDMI and then the others are DisplayPort, right? Correct. I'm unsure, but I think we could have an adapter for the DisplayPort. And then we put it here in our little streaming box. Fun way forward. There we go. Now technically, we should be able to see the computer if I change scene in OBS. If I click gaming PC, let's see if it works. So it's very possible that worked, just that the desktop is set to black, so it could just be a black screen because of that. We have to figure out some more things, but that probably worked. Probably worked. Like, in case you want to stream for longer than 8 hours, we can plug in the charger for the streaming rig. Then we're ready, because we're gonna have to probably fiddle with what kind of output we're sending to the capture card. Yeah, it could be. But the computer is set to run 1080p, even though it's a 4K TV I'm outputting it to. I need to fold this blanket as well. Can't have this. We'll see. As the TV is booting up. Neat. The TV is on. Now that we have the keyboard, we can see if click gaming PC. Right, so the issue was that it was a secondary display, so the start menu didn't show up, but it was connected. I wonder if, can you duplicate the displays even though they're running different refresh rates? Yes. Awesome, because now we're running 60 to the capture card and 120 on the TV. Next up, do you guys hear the mic when I switch to scenes? So when I go to game, do you still hear mic? That's pretty neat. Although I intend to give you guys the better mic as soon as I figure that out. So my thought was to use OBS to do this, but I don't even need to launch OBS really. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Oh, I haven't connected a network cable. Because I had this gaming computer apart and stole a fan. Because this computer had like 120 mil. All of my other computer fans are 140, but this had 100 mil on the front, which was kind of good that I took out because it was the 3090 Ti is so long that it rubbed against the fins of the fan. So under some conditions, it gave off a sound. But now it's in the streaming computer instead, so that's good. Now, where is the... There we go. Wireless Xbox controller thingy. There we go. The Blackmagic Intensity Pro 4K that we have is super finicky about input, like you wouldn't believe. But not the Recorder 3G. The Blackmagic Recorder 3G has an auto mode, which seems to just work. So that's good. Right. That's not bad, Jack. Sell. Is that a CSGO item, right? Very few Dota items cost that much. Right. How do we get the mic? It is a Dota item. Right. Whatever, is this like the Top Gear theme played on guitar? It sounds like it, doesn't it? It reminds me of it, at least. We're gonna go full cozy mode. Get ready for the gaming. Light off. Light off. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just gonna put Ebba's giraffe over here in his play corner. The mic is on? Yes. Okay. Okay. It is so dark. Oh, it's so dark. And then we go gaming. Woohoo! Can we refresh? Will it work? It does. What is this? Sarah has been given a gift. What is this? Wowee. Bales. Bales are like the bane of my existence in this video game. Right, the microphone. I bet you that we see the microphone input. And HDMI. Oh, it's the wrong HDMI. Because this will not be played through the speaker, but it will not be played to you guys. So if we move it to... Alright, I have every other device disabled. So, sound. Playback. What would that be then? That's a good question. What is the built-in audio? That's interesting. Do I even have it set up? Quite a few, Doyan. I will first double check if, yes, the Blackmagic device is added in the live stream and in the VOD. And is it set up as a input? No. But now it is. Okay. But we're not getting any feed. The music is kind of nice, yeah. Oh, shit. I managed to drop both the keyboard and the iPad at the same time. These are not plugged in. I wonder if maybe you can't have more than one HDMI output source. You know? Can we see in the settings what it supports? I don't think so, right? It doesn't say anything about audio here. Right, Jack. But I was thinking maybe the delay isn't horrible and I can listen through the streaming computer. That was my thought. I wonder if it's because the screens are duplicated. So if we extend the displays instead, keep changes, if they show up as a No, it's still only the TV that shows up as an audio device. Maybe I don't have the drivers for the motherboard. What am I looking for? Is it device manager? Does it say what? So it only shows up the TV. we could experiment with that. So right now I'm doing duplicates, right? But what we could be doing, skip. Okay. What we could do is we can just boot OBS and then send a preview, full screen preview to the capture card, right? So now you see it. And if I do that, you don't see it. Right. So now they're effectively two different displays. Full screen preview, Blackmagic TV. So I think if we're going to get the mic, we kind of have to do this anyway, or this will probably be the easiest way of doing it. So now we're going to OBS, and because you don't hear the studio mic just yet, but if we take the mic and we say monitor and output, I guess, we close that and we change the monitoring device to be the Blackmagic capture card. Which you do under audio, I think. Monitoring device, there we go. Doesn't show up as an audio device. So the issue is, which you can't see right now, that nowhere under my system does the Blackmagic capture card shows up as an input device for audio. So I'm gonna double check the Blackmagic device. But the settings should be fine for audio. It's set to be 2-channel. Yes. Next thing we can try is, right, no, it doesn't have DVI either. I have a DVI to HDMI adapter, but I don't think I have a DisplayPort to HDMI. Right. So then, to make this work, we could run NDI, and then it's wireless, I guess. Thank you for being so patient, chat, as we're figuring this out. So this is the first time We have to sort of invent the wheel of it, but it will be easier in the future. Also, we can do this. I mean, it's very dark, so you can't see much, but it might make it more interesting. Oh, then I can film the screen as well, so you can see my struggles. So how do we make the built-in... We want to find out what motherboard we have. See if we can update any drivers for this. I think it's an MSI. Do we have any apps installed for it? Maybe. Oh, command center. Camera fell over. So we're booting up MSI Command Center, and yes, here it says what CPU we have. A motherboard. It's a Z270 SLI Plus. Because I mean, what kind of manages the audio drivers for the motherboard's HDMI port? Is it the graphics card, or is it the motherboard itself? Bunch of BIOSes. What do we have? Oh wait, drivers. There we go. Windows 8, close enough, right? Intel Management Engine. Onboard audio drivers. Realtek. I have Realtek drivers installed. Let's just try to reinstall them. Could that mean that the audio device that should be is disabled after all? Because we have a Realtek driver showing up. Set up. Oh, we also have like a Realtek control panel, I think. So maybe it's the control panel we need to go to. Look at this. Realtek Audio Manager. Can you see? Everything is sort of sad right now. Maybe because I'm trying to install driver on a system that is running and doing things. Yes, definitely. It crashed the app doing the driver install. Makes sense. Because it's uninstalling the old stuff and reinstalling the new. I wish not to restart my computer. Show disable. I think I have to restart. Because now the Realtek doesn't show up at all. It makes sense that that would be. Because it doesn't have the driver. And with that we need to restart. So what are you doing, Chad? Ah, we're booting. So we'll check the Realtek driver menu clicking thingy. The output is not available yet. Maybe there's a click button in the Intel graphics settings to allow audio. So we're looking at the... Oh! Maybe I need to restart just to be able to finish the install. Right. Seems like it. Ooh, I have a USB hub that can do scaling. HDMI splitter that probably can let one of the feeds be 120 and one of them being 60. Also, I would be fine gaming in 60 FPS. That's like acceptable. So that thing can probably split the audio as well. So whatever goes to the TV goes to the streaming computer. It's not a terrible idea. But we'll try this first. Like Windows, as Jack says, can't output to 2 different devices by default. I think you can install like Voicemeeter and stuff like that and virtual audio cable, and that can do it. Running OBS in the background is not the end of the world. It would be so nice not needing to do anything on the computer other than to just take an HDMI cable and plug it into the capture card. That's it. That'd make it so much easier than needing to fiddle with OBS. Then again, how do I get the mic over there? Right. And then I need to plug a cable in for the mic as well, because the mic can go directly into OBS. I don't need to run it so dark. Oh, it's because we're booted. Realtek audio settings. Enable auto. Yes, but where's the... It's only front panel audio, doesn't show HDMI audio. Let's see. Is there anything in the Intel settings about audio? Like if we click displays, maintain scaling, default range. (16:9), 59 hertz. I mean, why 59 when we can do 60? Then we have color settings. We have multiple display settings, and we can do custom resolution. But there's nothing in the Intel HD graphic control panel about audio. And this is how the MSI panel looks. It just doesn't show me anything. Or at least not anything useful. And in the Windows settings for audio, open sound settings, it does not show up as an audio device. I only get the TV and the microphone. HDMI splitter it is then. then we have to think, where is it? And will that won't help us with the mic, will it? It won't. I guess I could monitor out through the speakers instead. Ah. So if I launch OBS after all, can output the... I forgot to change the camera angle for you guys. You guys are just looking at the black screen. How rude. It looks quite the same, since we have no light in this room. It's as dark. Almost. Now the question is, where is the HDMI splitter? We have two of them. One is better than the other, because one can you sort of tell what outputs you want. Oh, it's right here. Whoa! Right, so you have toggle switches to configure it. I don't think it does 120 frames, but it does do 4K 60. So it's not impossible that it would do 120. And we need one HDMI cable as well, don't we? And we need two, no one. These are just DisplayPort, right? Yeah, they're not adapters. But such a cable exists, I think. Or we can use this one, the ultra thin HDMI. That's fine. Or that one. Or we can look through these boxes and find the HDMI cable, but I'll take this one. Yes. So I don't know what this is set up to do by default. If it's trying to make it like downscaled, upscaled. HDMI 1 out, and then 2 out, and then we do in. Funny side forward. And then we switch to the GPU's HDMI outputs. And now we have an HDMI splitter. So we might need to change the settings, but right now it just popped up. Oh, the quality. Ooh. Ooh, that looks worse. The blacks aren't black, if you know what I mean. But the question is, can you see it? So let's go gaming capture. You can. Display settings. I mean, it's not terrible. Advanced settings. It does shows up as Samsung. None of these things are Samsungs, but whatever. And we're getting 60. But blacks aren't black no more. So there's definitely something going on. It might be... Ooh, where do you check that? Ooh. Verified displays that will appear as audio devices in Windows settings. Maybe this is where I could have done it. Whoopee. But I mean, it was the internal GPU, so I'm not sure. And unfortunately, the TV doesn't have DisplayPort, so I can't go and use that. Right. Limited. Let's go full. Apply. Ooh, now it's black. If it works, yes. Oh, now it's black again. Yes. Did it change for you guys? Does it still look... You can still see it, and does it look okay? I don't think we can do 12-bit. But that made a difference, because it was sending the limited, so it didn't send the 0. It just did the 16 to 235 in the brightness level. And since this is an OLED, 16 is like bright, if that makes sense to you. I don't think you necessarily saw a difference, because the Twitch, I don't think you send full anyway. I think you send limited to Twitch. This is slightly above my pay grade. But it seems to work. And the video game I'm going to be playing only runs at like 80 FPS max anyway. So it's like it's not going to be a big difference running 60 FPS versus 120. I will accept. Right, the next question is audio. Will I hear it and will you hear it? Let's launch the game and see. Maybe you won't hear it over Tommy Emmanuel's intense guitar playing.
A wise man once said, to forget how to dig the soil and the earth is to forget ourselves.
What? Okay.
Well, maybe
See if
some
I get any
have,
audio.
but a few of us still know.
Speakers for
You gotta be willing to put in the time, make the sacrifices, and the hard choices.
I get audio.
Sounds good first, don't get me wrong.
You get audio.
Don't get me wrong. Sweet smell of the morning dew, sweet smell of the morning dew, the warm sun and the cool breeze that dance across your skin.
You get audio. You should have heard 2 audio sources with an incredibly large delay. Then everything is the way it's supposed to be. 750 millisecond delay. Next up, how do we get the mic? This is gonna be a tricky one. Like, I'm not entirely sure I have this figured out. The goal now is, without plugging in the microphone to the streaming PC, getting it to the streaming PC without getting it on this monitor. I don't think that's going to happen, because if we ingest it in the HDMI feed, it will play on the speakers as well. So then the question is, can I monitor on the streaming PC and not run speakers at all? Is that acceptable from my experience? We'll try. So, settings, audio. Oh, this is such a janky way of doing it though. Monitor device. AirPods. And then oops, probably need to click save. Monitor and output. Then we close that, we turn off the speakers, and we unmute. I hear it. Wait, I should check for updates first. So far it seems okay, but it's probably quite a substantial delay. HDMI on its own has like 100 milliseconds or so, and then the Bluetooth on top of that 200 maybe, so that's a quarter of a second together at least. Then again, I'm not sure it's gonna matter. I'm not sure. We'll see. Right, we still haven't fixed the mic issue. Solutions for that is the easiest way would just be to plug the mic into the streaming PC. Since I don't need to run it in the gaming PC. And it's not the end of the world, because that means plugging in an HDMI cable and a USB cable. I wonder if the game will run any smoother now that it doesn't run OBS. I don't think I can really tell the difference on the delay. I think I can game that way. Do you guys see any screen tearing? Does it look the way it's supposed to be? My god! Because I see a little bit of screen tearing on my end. But I don't think it's VSync enabled. Quit. Or maybe it is. It isn't. Let's try with VSync. Could be better. Is it acceptable to use the GoPro mic? I can put it on my chest. Hello, people. Is this mic good enough? I guess I have to. I guess I have to plug the big mic in. I think it's gonna be cut out and more enjoyable. Now, NDI would be a solution for no cables at all. Should we run NDI? Dude, NDI would be so convenient. I have never set up NDI though. I'm a little bit, I'm not afraid, but a little bit nervous about it. What if it's difficult, you know? I mean, you can even get gaming camera. You can keep it on like this. Is the screen tearing any better? That's why I wanted to just jump in. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Yes, the screen tearing is better. None so far. Let's jump up to the field and see if we can experience it the same way as before. The menus looks better. Ah. Oh, he's pretty good. Yep. I think we solved it. Now, should we try NDI? Just like let's give it a Google. Because we can get the mic in the NDI feed. And then it's no cables. Oh, you scroll, come on. Scroll wheel, slow down. Getting started with NDI. Now use attention with the First of all, you need to install OBS. Yes, I have that. And install the NDI plugin on both PCs. Okay, so the gaming PC, you set the output. Streamerino. Alright. And on the streaming PC, you do not need to transition and mic filter. What? Transition and mic filter? Wait, okay. Not much. So they're proposing, this doesn't make any sense to me why we do this way. that you should set up all your scenes, transitions, mic filter, hotkeys, etc. on the main PC. NDI will essentially clone the preview from the PC to the streaming PC. But why would you do it this way? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if this was like what I'm thinking, right? What I'm thinking. Let's mute it. Good pause. What's that name? Svetlozar? Sorry. Seems East European. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Hopefully I can give a laughter or two. So I feel like what they are doing here, if I understand things correct, is using the streaming PC as an encoder. That's it. Because they're saying, yeah, right, and doing everything else on a streaming PC, yeah. Besides all of this, all of your scene transition, mic filter, hotkey, etc. needs to be set up on your main gaming PC. Like, I would set up my mic filters, if I had any, which I don't, on my streaming PC. Or does it like clone all the filters and transitions and everything? What? What? I thought NDI was basically just a RTMP stream with a different protocol. Are we on the streaming PC? Yes. So on the streaming PC, NDI plugging, we just select the source name and the bandwidth, and that's it. All right. Yeah. I didn't mean that it was close. I just meant like for the most basic way of understanding what NDI does. Yeah, right. That's what I'm reading here. Like, because I don't want to do that. I want to have my scenes and all of the switching done in the streaming PC. There's no reason not to. And I guess the convenience is, I don't know. Yeah, right. Cool. Then where do we find the NDI plugin? Go to download. Oh shit, I always get so lost. What is it that we want to download and where do we click? Oh, there we go. Ah, they have it for Mac at least. Oh, they even have it for ARM Mac. Sweet. Windows NDI installer.exe. That is a point, Jack. Absolutely. And then that way you can use the same mic in game and for the stream. So that's another perk. But for that use case, I don't see why you would even use NDI. Let's see, did we install it? Oh! What? Did I forget to download something? Is NDI so much lighter on the system than doing the H.264 encoding? And that would be why you would want to do it. Because that's what I'm not understanding. Like, what's the point of NDI? I thought you used NDI to sort of offload CPU performance. But if you're doing all the transition and everything... Yeah, but like NDI versus going direct to Twitch. Like, I get why you would use NDI over RTMP between the main and the gaming computer. Right, so it's to save on performance, which does make sense. It's already running? I don't see it. We should probably restart. Is it not under one of these now? Yes. Output settings. Haha, found it. What's the difference between a main output and a preview output? And then I name this Gaming PC. Because that makes sense. Trying to understand what's the difference between main and preview, but is it like if you're running studio mode? Because if you're running studio mode and you can do the preview, you can run it to, you can like NDI over to a control, and then the program could be one stream and then the preview could be a second stream. So if you want like remote switching and stuff for OBS, you can output the preview. That makes sense. So how do I start it? Is it just on? Is that it? If I click here, is it on? Is it like that's it? Or what? Well, that's a bit too easy, Jack. I don't believe. I'm just kidding. I believe. No, but seriously, isn't that easy? It's awesome. Right. So, by default, NDI is not installed, no. So we need to now on the Mac. Does the Mac is running Wi-Fi? Is that an issue, by the way? Hehe. Whoopee, didn't think of that. And it's using bonded internet. We might be. We might run into issues. Probably, yes. I mean, we try. Download plugin. I accept cookies. Download. And then for Mac, ARM 64-bit. OBS NDI can't be installed on this computer. And the reason it can't be installed could be that I need to restart the computer. Stream will disappear for a short period. We'll see if this connection protection is enough. I'll restart the streaming PC. Be right back.